You are welcome to the Messiah channel. We are an end time channel. There are so many things going on in the world. They tell you that we are close to the end of the world. The activities of Satan are coming to a close. The same way God has his angels doing things for him, Lucifer also has his angels doing things for him. In the end of this, Satan will convince his agents to gather their forces to fight the forces of the Messiah. And that battle is the battle of Armageddon. And you know that it will not be a battle. Actual missiles will not be shot because the demonic forces of Lucifer will be destroyed with fire coming from the breath of the Messiah. The breath of the Messiah is going to be so powerful that it's going to destroy the armies of the Antichrist, the armies of Lucifer at the battle of Armageddon. And you see signs that the agents of Lucifer, they are planning to destroy the earth because they know their time is up. I'm sure some of them know that they are heading towards the lake of fire. Probably they don't care, or probably they are helpless, or probably they are blinded because the gospel says that the God of this world has blinded so many people so they cannot see and repent and get salvation. As we are speaking, as we are talking, if you watch the news, they are preparing for World War III, and they are doing it through a proxy war, the proxy war in Ukraine. And that war has turned into the battle of tanks. It used to be missiles, American missiles given to Ukraine. It used to be Iranian missiles given to Russia to fight in Ukraine. And now it's reported, you have heard about it, that Germany had decided to send tanks, Leopard 2 tanks, to Ukraine for them to use. And United States also has agreed to send tanks to Ukraine to be used against Russia. So we're talking about the battle of tanks. If you are in the military, you know that tanks are important for battles in the same way that missiles are also good for battles. We are living in a world where so many weapons of destruction, apocalyptic weapons, have been designed and deployed to fulfill the satanic mission of war that has the purpose to depopulate the world. It is within this context that we are looking at the decision by Germany to send Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine, 14 of them. And America also has agreed to send 30 MI Abrams tanks, M1 Abrams tanks, 30 of them. US is going to send to Ukraine for Ukrainians to use against Russia in the proxy war going on in Ukraine. And Russia has responded. What are they saying? They are saying that the tanks will burn. And one Russian propagandist, a newscaster, is even threatening that Russia should bomb Berlin, the capital of Germany. Russia should nuclear strike Berlin because of the decision made by the government of Germany to send Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. And according to statistics, Russia has 10,200 tanks and 3,300 of them were deployed in Ukraine and 1,640 of them have been destroyed. So Russia has so many tanks, 10,000 tanks or 10,000 and more tanks, and US is going to supply 30 M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine, and Germany is also going to supply 14 Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. What about Russia? What are they going to do? They are threatening that they are going to bomb Berlin if that happens, if the tanks are deployed. Definitely, somebody will have to be on the ground to train the Ukrainians on how to use the tanks. And if they are bombed, it means that the personnel may be affected, and that will be a direct attack on NATO. And if there is a direct attack on NATO, you know what the implications are, given Article 5 of the NATO treaty. What do you think? Russia threatening to bomb Berlin. Have they done it before? Yes. In 1941, the Soviet Union bombed Berlin, the capital of Germany. And now they are threatening to do the same. Talking about Germany, Germany was involved in all the major wars, World War I and World War II. And now Germany is going to supply Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine and will get involved in the proxy war directly and indirectly. And Russia is threatening to bomb Berlin, the capital of Germany. Specifically, the propagandists threaten that Russia will bomb the German Bundestag, the German parliament. It will be a political attack on democracy in Germany. The Russians did it. They bombed Berlin in 1941. And they are threatening to do the same thing this time. And so if you look at history, you notice that Germany has been active in all the major wars of destruction. And now it's very clear that Germany will be active in World War III if they decide to actually participate in the Ukrainian war by sending the Leopard 2 tanks. And so history will repeat itself. But talking about Germany is very interesting because most occult scholars And most people who are in the occult, they have written extensively about Germany and how Germany will play a role in the government of the Antichrist. And it is even decreed in the Dark Kingdom that Germany will be in war with the state of Israel. I'm not sure whether it will come in or not, but Berlin has some symbolic importance. It was in Berlin where in 1884 to 1885, there was the infamous Berlin Conference that resulted in the division, or rather, the partition of Africa, where African nations were divided among the European powers for them to colonize them. And surely, Berlin itself was divided after World War II when it participated in the division of Africans, God's people, and participated in activities that led to the enslavement of Africans as a result of the infamous Berlin Conference. So Berlin actually got a reward by itself being divided and demilitarized. And now, as Germany is preparing to send Leopard 2 tanks, Russia is threatening to bomb Berlin, the capital of Germany. By the way, Berlin is also important prophetically because one pastor by name Sundar Sevaraj, Sadhu Sundar Sevaraj, is a prophet from India. He made a statement that it was revealed to him that Berlin will be one of the headquarters of the Antichrist. Jerusalem will be one of the headquarters, and Berlin would also be one of the headquarters of the Antichrist. I'm not confirming or denying that, but the implication is that Berlin will play a major role in the government of the Antichrist and also in the end times. It is within this context that we have to assess the decision of the Berlin government, the German government, to send Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine to engage Russian forces in the Proxy war, and the potential implication as Russia is threatening, or sympathizers of Putin are threatening, to bomb Berlin, to bomb the Berlin parliament, the Bundestag, in the same way the Soviet Union bombed the Reichstag in 1941. And so we are seeing the battle of tanks. NATO and Russia are preparing for World War III, and Germany is central to this Proxy war, in the same way that Germany has been central in all the major wars in the past. And so, is it a pattern? Is it prophetic when you see Berlin sending tanks to Ukraine? When you saw Berlin deciding on the partition of Africa, and Berlin was later on partitioned itself. And now we see Berlin sending Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine and facing the risk that Berlin will be bombed by Putin. We are in the end times, and it is not a battle of tanks. It's a battle of minds. It's a wrestle. We do not wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities and powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places, against the rulers of darkness, and against the agents of the Antichrist who are preparing for the final battle, the battle of the tongues. Thank you for this message. Repent. We are watching the unfolding of end time prophecies that have implication for you. Watch your lifestyles and make a decision now where you want to spend eternity, whether in the presence of the Lord or in the presence of satanic, stinky Satan in the lake of fire. Thank you for this message.